Welcome to our virtual induction. The induction process at Haughmond is different to our other sites, and there are two elements that need to be completed before you come to site for the first time. Firstly, there is a virtual induction which consists of this video, which covers the items normally included with the on-site induction. There will be some questions following the end of the video. Secondly, there is a pre-enrolment for the on-site access turnstile by a company called BRI CS. You should have already been forwarded the link for this by your company. If you have any questions on this, please call Paperways Head Office on 01691 682 111. Access to site is through the biometric turnstile and is via facial recognition. This turnstile will also take your temperature and log your entry and exit times. Both the online induction and the pre-enrolment needs to be carried out prior to your first site access. Once through the site entrance, there is a vehicle pull-in. Park safely and on your first visit only, make your way to the site office where you will have your photo taken as well as copies taken of your accreditations. Then use the pedestrian route to access the turnstile. Access onto the working area of the site is through the turnstile. If you access or leave site without going through this turnstile, you will be asked to leave. It is important that the turnstile is used as the system will provide us with a roll call in the event of a fire alarm. If you have not completed both the virtual induction and the pre-enrolment, access to site will be refused until such times that these have both been completed. This must be done off-site as there is no location on site where you can park and complete either of these. Paperways Limited have a duty of care to all employees, contractors, visitors, clients and members of the public with whom we interact. On this contract, this is especially important due to the proximity of school pupils and staff who may be affected by our works. Everyone on site also has responsibilities, not limited to working in a safe manner, acting in accordance with training you have been given, being aware of key site admin, such as first aiders and fire assembly points, as well as advising of any accidents or hazards that they may come across. This induction will provide you with all information that would be covered in the standard site induction and also advise you where to find current information on site. If there is a significant change in any circumstances on site, the site management team will hold a toolbox talk. It is important that you attend if you are on site if this occurs. The site management team are Simon Goff, the site manager, and Ant Hughes, the assistant site manager. These are your first aiders, fire wardens, and first point of contact if there is an issue that needs to be resolved. The numbers are displayed on various posters around site. Due to the phasing of the works, various key points and areas will relocate throughout the duration of the project. Please ensure that at the start of each day you check the current site logistic plan. These are displayed around site, including by the site entrance and the site office. This plan will show key points such as parking areas, first aid points, assembly points, location of welfare, drying rooms and smoking shelters. Adjacent to the site logistics plan will be a hazard board. This will detail current hazards on site. It is important that you take notice of this each day as this will be constantly evolving. Access and egress onto the site is through one entrance on Featherbed Lane in the top right hand corner of the site. There is no access through either of the school entrances. Site hours are Monday to Friday 7:45 to 4:30. This applies to all works, deliveries and noise. If for any reason you need to work outside of these hours, please discuss with the site management team and they will endeavour to accommodate. There is a clearly defined on-site boundary. Do not cross into the school at any time. If access to part of the current school site is required, then please contact the site management team who will liaise with the school and ensure access can be arranged at a convenient and safe time. There is a pupil crossing point on the site. If this is open to the pupils, you must not attempt to open the gates and cross. You will need to wait until the pupils are across. Moving around site is by designated walkways. Please ensure that you stick to these, especially along the site hall roads. Please be mindful that we are working in a school environment. There are no radios, shouting or swearing on site. There is also no smoking on site unless in a designated smoking shelter. This applies to e-cigarettes also. Please ensure you are dressed appropriately. We operate a no shorts policy and a sleeve top must be worn underneath your high-vis vest. Mobile phones can be used in their designated areas. Please ensure that no photos of the school environment are taken and be conscious of sharing anything from this site on social media. There is 24/7 CCTV on site. The site fire alarm is linked to the school fire alarm and vice versa. If the alarm sounds, you must evacuate to the fire assembly point. The emergency escape routes are signposted on site. As site works progress, these may change. It is very important that you regularly familiarise yourself with these routes. Do not re-enter until you are advised by the fire warden. We operate a zero tolerance policy on drugs and alcohol and undertake regular random testing. If we believe that you are under the influence of either substance, then we will ask you to undertake a test. If you refuse or fail the test, you will be asked to leave the site. Our equal opportunity and diversity policy ensures that everyone is treated the same. We will not tolerate bullying or discrimination in any form. The first aid kit is located in the site office. Please make sure you report any incident, no matter how minor you believe it is. You will then need to fill out the accident book. Ensuring that works are carried out in a safe manner is critical for all. You can help ensure that this is the case by following the upcoming points. You should be aware of Paverway's health and safety policy. Make sure you're aware of the works that you are to carry out and the associated risk assessments and method statements that go with them. You should have your own copy of these RAMs and be aware of their contents. If you need to discuss any element of them on site, please ask the site management team. They will be aware of your RAMs before you come to site. If you have not seen your RAMs prior to coming to site, make the site management team aware of this and they will go through them with you. Ensure that you are trained and competent for the works that are to be carried out. We will need to see your qualifications and accreditations relevant to the works. These should accompany the RAMs prior to your start on site, but if these have not been forwarded, please bring on your first day and show to the site management team. Any cost materials, such as LPG or fuel, need to be detailed within your RAMs. Storage and usage instructions need to be included. Please ensure that the minimum quantities are on site at any one time. The correct PPE is important. As a minimum, this will be a hard hat, a high-vis vest and steel toe-cap shoes. Other PPE, such as gloves, goggles and masks, need to be worn as indicated within your RAMs and COSH documentation. Creating a safe working environment is important. Housekeeping and keeping working areas tidy is crucial. As a subcontractor, you are responsible for your own waste, which means removal from the work location and then from site. If it is not included, we have a number of different types of skips and the waste should be placed in the appropriate one. If your work creates dust and fumes, ensure that this is minimised in the first instance. Use on-tool vacuums and water suppression. Ensure areas are well ventilated and carry out as much work outside as possible. When using equipment, please check allowed exposure levels to hand-arm vibration. If you are unsure of maximum time periods, please ask. Please ensure that the minimum manual handling is carried out and that mechanical means are used where possible. We have a forklift on site which is available to assist if needed. If you need to use a laser level, please ensure that it is placed appropriately and that it is not at eye level. Working at height covers a variety of different areas. If on a scaffold, these will be checked weekly by competent Paverway staff. If on a tower, these need to be erected and dismantled by a ticketed person and only used by competent staff. Step ladders are forbidden on site. If you feel that this is the only way of carrying out a task, please see the site management team for a step ladder permit. We have a 110 volt supply on site. There is no 240 volt. If you need a charging point, please ask the site management team. If creating a high level of noise, ensure that the appropriate ear protection is worn. Ensure that those working nearby also have the appropriate protection and if required, ask the site management team to set up a hearing protection zone. We have noise meters, so if you need any help, please ask. If you believe that any contamination has occurred, please inform the site management team who will ensure that the correct action is taken and the relevant authorities are notified if appropriate. Advise the site management team if you have any medical conditions that they need to know about. This could include epilepsy or allergic reactions. This is to ensure that we can act fast if anything happens. Always ensure that you are working in a safe manner. We issue a number of safe working permits. These include permit to dig, step ladder permits, hot work permits or confined space permit. If you require any of these, please advise the site management team in good time. If you have any plant or access equipment on site, please ensure that you have provided us with the correct documentation and that copies of all regular checks are forwarded to us for our records. Please make sure that you have the correct operators accreditations and that these have also been forwarded to us before you attend site. The site speed limit is 5 miles per hour. There is asbestos within the existing building and we have access to the asbestos register. If you are working within the existing building, please ensure that you have viewed the register and are therefore aware of any asbestos location. We are part of the Considerate Constructors scheme and many of the actions that are included within this induction are as a direct result of being part of this scheme. Please report any near misses to the site management team. These are rarely a one-off and could lead to accidents. If you become aware of a quality issue or defect, please report to the site management team. The aim is to complete work to a great quality first time. If we believe that works are not at the correct standard, we will ask for them to be redone at the subcontractor's cost. If you are aware of any issues that you feel need reporting, please do so straight away to the site management team. These will be treated in complete confidence and actions as necessary. If you would prefer to do this confidentially, there is a comments and complaints box outside of the site office. Paverways have our own site operating procedures, which detail hand washing, cleaning and safe working amongst other items. Please ensure that you read these and are fully aware of their contents before coming to site. If you need anything further prior to coming on site, please call our head office on 01691 682 111. Whilst on site, find either Simon or Anne and they should have the answers for you or know where to find them.